Hello, hello all. Well, let's make a few adjustments here and switch to chat. Woo! Hello everyone, Steglosaurus here. And as some of you may know, because I've been trying to spam around places about this, today's, well, first of all, this is my first Just Chat stream. I have never done Just Chat before. It's always been game or something, somewhere, doing something. But today, nope, we're going just for chat, and it's the Steggy's stream rig walkthrough. Sulfur, hey, how's the Sulfur doing? Welcome. So today, I'm going to walk through, how do I do all this shit? How does this stuff work? What are these implements you speak of that turn you into the VR land and do all the VR things? Some of you may know some of the bits and pieces already, but maybe it'll be something you learn or something new you learn. Totally fine. Please, please, please ask questions. Do ask me, why are there so many wires on your desk? Why does Fadewalker keep blowing up your roof? I mean, these are all very good questions. Hey, Swarmlord, welcome. How's it going? One of my favorite elite dangerous streamers, I would say. Although in Swarm, I know you wanted to get into some other stuff beyond that, but I actually really liked hanging out in your stream. It was pretty good. I do recommend his stream. Go check him out, Swarmlord, because I can do, since I'm sitting down at a keyboard, I can actually type into my own chat. This is amazing. Either way, well, that was, oh, that's terrible. Whoopsies. Sorry about that. It's all covered up. Well, maybe we'll edit it live. But we'll get to that. So, Fade, hey Fade, how you doing? And thank you for the lurk, appreciate it. Well, how about this? Switch to chat only. Now you can see me full force. Better yet. So I'm going to start with, I thought I'd show you the hardware. Where are we starting from? What are all these stuffs that we have here? Not the stomps, but those are good too. And we can talk about that. Why? What is this voice control thing? What does it do? Why is it stomping everywhere? This is getting insane. But insane is how I like to roll with it. And Swarm, you like to keep it chill and fun? Yeah, for sure. No, it definitely was that. It was a good experience. I really liked it. Okay, well, how about I show you some shit? Let's get started with this. So, but I'm going to show you this way. Phone camera. Phone camera. Ah, there we go. So, I'm just going to walk you around here with my phone because, you know, I have this and I can just go, ah, right here in my face. Oh my God. But you don't want to see my face. You want to see my stuff. Okay. So, let's do it. So, just show you around the room here for a minute here. So, this is my desk and how things are set up here. So, you're seeing the two monitors that I have that's attached to my beefcake, which I'll show you in a second. Which actually I'll just show you right now. There, behold my beefcake. So this is a machine I built myself, and well, assembled, I should say. But RTX 2080 for video card, as hopefully you can kind of see in there. To be honest, it came with all the RGB lighting. I have not really done anything with it because half the time it actually lives inside of this desk. I took it out just so I could kind of show it off a bit, right? But I have a Core i9 in there as well, 32 gigs of RAM, 850 watt power supply. I know I'm getting into real details here, but if you're curious, that's kind of the deal of what this thing does. So that runs all the things. But I do a 2 PC streaming setup. So this one does all the gaming. It runs OBS in terms of compositing the actual picture, like putting all the things together. Like if I go up here, so this is OBS. So now let's go into a rabbit hole of everything. Ah! Anyway, so this is running on my gaming PC. It's putting together the composite of all the things. So when I go like switch to chat only. It's doing all that stuff. But what happens is I got this little capture device over here. This is the Elgato HD60S Plus. This thing is capable of capturing 1080p 60, but can also do 4K 30 as well. So if I wanted to do 4K streaming or things like that, it is possible. I don't have anything to stream 4K to right now, so I don't bother. But what this does is I take HDMI out from Beefcake, goes into there, so it captures the output, and then through USB, a USB 3.0, goes into my laptop over here. So that's the thing that all it does is take the input signal, encodes it, and sends it off to Twitch. Although I do it a little more complicated beyond, like from here, because there's actually another computer goes into that's inside this guy. But we'll ignore that for now because it's a little insane. It's even like too much for what I'm doing, but because what I do is I actually encode this at 9,000 kilobits. So at 1080p 60, 9,000 kilobits, which is really good for YouTube. I was dual streaming for a short time before I became Twitch affiliate, and now Twitch affiliate, you can't do that. That's against TOS. But I capture and record at that level, and then I have a machine that's actually inside this desk here, and what the hell, why don't I just show you? It's a bit of a mess, but crammed inside of here, you'll see this old laptop. That's what I turned into my file server slash also a secondary encoder. So what it does is it takes the 1080p 60 video coming into here, because I have an RTMP server running on here, transcodes it down to 6,000 kilobits at 720p 60, and then sends that off to Twitch. The cool part is, I can do dual streaming, so I can send to two different sources all at once, as long as my internet holds out, which here I'm pretty good. It also records the stream at the same time, which I happen to have buried behind here, a 2-bay hard drive enclosure. It's a USB one as well. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. I know. Like I said, this part of it is probably a bit overkill. I could probably do this easier in different ways, but when I was dual streaming, it was kind of the way I could go about doing it. But for the most part, you don't really need to. Either way, the whole point is it's offloading all the work of doing the hard encoding to this machine. So that way, my gaming PC is freed up to play games and make a lot of pew-pews. So, are you with me so far? Is it all making sense? Yours is so simple. Yeah, you have one laptop. I know. Like I said, mine's a bit nuts. But, like, for me, I tried to do just one PC everything, and for what I was doing, it was just getting bogged down. I was getting lots of like jittering in my games, and I was like, nah, fuck this. Like, I gotta find something better. So this is what I ended up coming up with. So either way. So let's continue the walkthrough here. You can see my desk mic here, so that's usually what I use when I'm sitting down. Yeah, Echo, I find that just over time, we keep adding stuff, and it's like, okay, now we're adding more things, doing more stuffs. Yeah, that just happens. Tossing it. Dual PC, just don't think you see the benefit. Well, in your case, Echo, I think... yeah, I'm going to flip it around here. Whee! I think in your case, Echo, you've got more powerful hardware than I do, which you probably can sustain it without too much trouble. You probably don't get a lot of benefit out of doing a dual PC. Me, on the other hand, yeah. Yeah. So, on the phone side, this is the app I'm using is called Epic Cam, EPOC-CAM. It uses... I don't know if it uses NDI specifically under the hood. Now, I'll explain that in a second. Or how about I explain it right now? Hold on. Toggle phone cam. Or phone camera. Okay, so I'm not going to hang on to this while I talk. So for the phone camera, it's an app called Epic Cam. In fact, I will show you. Where is it installed here? There we go. So you can see right down here, Epic Cam Pro. So the whole idea is install this app. There is a desktop client you install as well that it talks to, and it sends the camera over the network, which then you can add as a video source into OBS quite easily, actually. So that's how I'm able to, you know, do the stuffs. So phone camera. So I'll just kind of show you OBS a little bit here. You see how phone came on. There's just a regular video source. Why do I have Tinder? Do I have what? I don't know. If I have Tinder, it was on there because I had it like years ago and never got rid of it. Wait a minute, Echo, stop it. You jerk. Anyway, stop it. Okay. So, yeah, I do find... So I used to use another one called NDI HX. It comes from the company that created NDI. And what NDI is, it's network... I forget what it stands for. But basically, it's sending production level video over regular networks, like over Ethernet. So like your regular, you know, if you see these little networking cables, it sends it over that. The panic. There was no panic. Stop it. What about that second shot? Are you worried, Echo? Are you getting concerned? Is that arm gonna hurt? What's gonna happen, Echo? What's gonna happen? Oh, Echo, you'll be fine though. And good on you for getting that second shot, by the way. Yeah. Oh, Sulfur, because you were asking, since Liv is doing the iPhone no green screen beta. Yeah, I did see that, and they've had something like that for. Hold on. Phone camera. They've had something like that for the iPhone with the Liv app for some time now, where they would do the background removal. But I found it wasn't great. I don't know if that's changed since they're doing this beta now. But it had its challenges. Also found it was kind of off and on. Not worried, but being called in now. All right, Echo, good luck. Let us know how you do. So, anyone wondering, Echo's getting his second shot, his second COVID vaccine shot now. It's happening live. So we're going to get live reporting from Echo on the field, in the field. I like it. Okay, so where was I? I was... we were talking about the phone thing. Yeah, so I got my dual PC setup. There you go. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the rest of the place. Okay. Phone camera. Okay. Well, let's see the rest of the place. So, if we pop over here. So, I have one of my base stations for the index here. And obviously, this is one of my two lights that I use to light my green screen. It's an LED panel light. It can do both white and yellow coloring, so you can kind of adjust it to find what works. So it doesn't have to be like a bright white. It also has a little diffuser on there too, so it's soft lighting. You know, hopefully not too terrible. Well, not too, what do I want to say? If you get the bright light, then sometimes you get a shine off of a green screen, depending on what kind of material you use, that kind of thing. So if I pan around the room a bit, you'll see, hey, look, webcam. So this is actually what I primarily use for Liv. So it's something I have on, like, well, quite frankly, a shitty tripod behind my monitor. This is kind of a temporary measure. But it's the thing that shoots me on Liv against the green screen. And as I pan around here, is one of my other LED lights. And of course, you see the green screen. I'll just kind of back up a little bit so you can kind of see. Yeah, so green screen here. This is on my other side of my second bedroom, or our guest room we have here. Fun little side note. There was the question of, well, how am I going to hang this fucking green screen? This is a pain in the ass. Well, solution was, we went to our local Home Depot and got these. These are like used for like drywalling, like supporting drywall. They're just tension rods, but they work really well. And I just shoved the green screen underneath, like just to get tension. Works perfectly. Doesn't leave any marks. There's nothing messed up. It's perfect. So I have 3 of those. So there's the second one's over here, and then obviously the third one at the end here. So works really well. In fact, I wonder, because I've got fisheye. Hey, there we go, fisheye lens. Now you can see it better. Yeah, so that's the setup. The other thing to mention, there's my second base station. Back to 1. But there's also, this is the other camera that I have set up over here. So when I call for camera 2, it actually switches over to this thing, so I can talk like one-on-one. I also have that rigged into LIV, so that way it actually changes the LIV camera over to something else. So I'm still composited in the VR world. Yeah, and that way I can talk, and it's still immersive, as I like it. And I suppose the last part here is the flooring. So I found these pads on Amazon, or more to the point, Beaks found these on Amazon for me. So just interlocking foam pads. You know, just... obviously they just come apart pretty easily. Like, yeah, just flatten the bottom, that sort of thing. Put them all together as I need within the camera shot. Works pretty well. And then underneath, this is a $1 yoga mat. Because these things on their own kind of move around a bit. So I needed something underneath to just kind of keep me secure, so that when I'm, you know, hammering out the latest crazy murder map synth map, I'm not going, you know, sliding all around the room and really messing with it. So yeah, I suppose my only caveats in this setup is things like you see, for example, right here is just some bunching up going on, and sometimes the camera's pretty good. It doesn't really matter too much, but sometimes the shadowing that happens, it can kind of mess with the keying that happens to key stuff out. So, but otherwise, yeah, it's pretty good. So that is the hardware. Phone camera. So there we go. Ah, wow, why? Focus. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so that's the hardware part of it, and all my setup and stuff here. Oh, and I forgot to mention the last thing. The thing I'm using right now, you notice this guy right here. Just got it today. It's the Mod Mic wireless. So that's from Antlion. I wanted to get a good mic. The desk mic works well-ish, but only if I'm sitting in the same spot. But I knew I was going to be wandering around the room a bit, and I was like, I really wanted to get this damn thing anyway, because it sounds so good. And yeah, you had one thought about using your Quest to stream? Yeah, these things are amazing. I'm actually quite impressed with how good it sounds. And I know a lot of other streamers have used them too, so that's why I was like, yeah. When I had the other headset, so when I was using the Rift, I was actually using this on top of the Rift. This is the Corsair, I forget the model. Oh yeah, it's the Void Elite RGB. So it's wireless as well. It has its own USB dongle you plug in. But the mic on it's like, for a headset, it's not bad, but it's not as good as this. It's not nearly as good as this. And I found this thing clipped in and out every so often, so it wasn't great, but it worked well enough for the time that I was just getting into streaming. And then when I got the Index, well, the Index, that microphone blows everything out of the water. It's insane. Yeah. Tempted to put it on your Index. Need to rig a pop filter for Index, drives you mad. Oh, like a pop filter, like when you take it on and off, all the sound that it makes there, or is it more you find you getting pops when you're talking? I found the Index for the most part. It's pretty damn good. Now, there are little filters and things that I do, so how about I show you what I do with OBS? So, switch to Pancake. Hi, welcome to my desktop. So, here, we're gonna go into another dimension where everything repeats itself. Also, how about I show you things? So, this is my OBS setup. Maybe I'll just kind of size this down so it's not so distracting. So, for the microphone, I use the same filters on the current microphone that I'm using, but I'll just show you the filters that I'm using. So I use a noise gate, so that way if I get quiet, then hey, don't keep reading the mic, because all you're gonna hear is like the heavy breathing or other random noises. So I have it actually, you know, just stop picking up noise at a certain line. Oh, for the plosives, yeah. I guess. Well, it's built into the headset, so it probably depends on the direction you're going. But ultimately, yeah, you get loud enough. It's hard to avoid that. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know if they make any filters for like the index itself. Yeah, I get what you're getting at, Sulfur. I'm curious if there is actually a thing out there that does that for the index. Imagine it might be, or maybe you can make your own depending on where the mic is. Maybe you can kind of just find some fuzz and tape it on there. I don't know. I'm not above such things. I would totally try that. But having said that, if you already have the mod mic, oh, dude, pop it on there. Pantyhose, yeah, there you go. And it's a good thing you use an avatar, because otherwise that's gonna look just super if you put that on stream. Amazing, just pantyhose covered headset. Yeah, oops. Ah, I clicked it. Sorry. Actually, I'm gonna put on a song I like. Here we go. Total side note, this is Pretzel, if you haven't heard of it. You don't dance as well as your avatar? Ah! Well, if you are your avatar, you are the good dancer. I don't know. It looks awfully close for how much you move. Yeah, it can be that sometimes. Like, for example, I'll finish up with the mic in a bit, but here, I'm just going to switch over to what I would normally have synth riders here. So, you can see here, I'm right here, I'm okay. So, reaching out here, I'm almost touching my green screen, but not much. Right now, right here, I'm touching the wall right now. In fact, hold on. Camera 2. Hold on. Hi. We're going to cheat. And I'm going to do... let's see here. Oh. Did the mic stop working, guys? Like, could you hear me the whole time? Or is it that the fact I went to black screen for a second? Because my mic should be omnipresent, but who knows? Okay. Like, did the whole stream crap out? Or was it just it went black for a second? Because that was my fault. Okay, hold on. Let me pop in the other camera here. Because then I can show you guys. Hopefully. That is not... Well, it's sort of the right camera. Wait. Yeah, that's it. Okay. It's going to look weird for a second. Sorry. But I wanted to show you. I'm going to take the filter off. There we go. Now you can see. Okay. So. It crapped out, eh? Oh, that's the second time that's happened to me. And I don't know why. Anyway. I hope we're back now. Do warn me if it craps out again. But sorry about that. I wonder if it has to do with my crazy ass rig. I might have to simplify that at some point. Anyway, so here's the deal. Normally when I'm playing, I'm right about there. Just enough in the shot that you can see my feet in the shot, and that's about it. So, yeah, I don't have a shit ton of room. Usually it's just enough that's not, you know, like you're playing like this and whatever. If I was playing a game where I had to walk around or move around the room, I might have a bit of trouble with this setup. But thankfully, with a lot of rhythm games, I can just stand in one spot. I'm doing pretty good, right? So, it's okay. And ultimately, I got to work with what I got. So, doing good. But I'll be moving into a new place in a few weeks, and then I'll be figuring out all the finagling I'll have to do with that new room. But it'll be cool, though. So, back to this guy. So yeah, because I remember Sulfur, you were kind of interested in like what filters you use on your microphone, that kind of thing, right? So I do have the noise gate, which just stops recording the mic. Damn it. We'll talk about that in a minute. Noise gate stops any unwanted sounds, seriously, from coming through that are too quiet or just little blips and bops, that kind of thing. There's the compressor, which tries to more choked on the well done, well done. That's how I roll. I gotta do the spit takes or the vape equivalent. Just as you're trying to surprise stomp. That's awesome. So, anyway, the compressor. So it takes the sound when you're coming in, and this is my limited understanding of how compressors work. But the idea is, you have sounds that are loud and then soft, right? Then there's a big disparity, and usually compressors trying to normalize that, so you're kind of getting a more consistent sound or more predictable one. Also, on top of that, there's an output gain, so I actually increase the loudness of what comes out of it. So, because otherwise, you know, the mic might be quieter, might not pick up as much. And then the last piece in the whole chain is a limiter. So the limiter is, don't let the microphone get louder than this much. So if I peak or I start yelling like crazy, it won't let it go to the point where it starts fuzzing out or doing some weird things. It might still do that with the hardware, but at least it keeps it from blowing out people's earballs. Because that'd be problematic, right? So, yeah, and that's all I do the mic for. So otherwise, the index mic and this mic take care of the rest. Like, I think they sound great. It's just like so good. So that's the microphone. I got my Discord sitting back here. We can kind of put that away. Other things. Oh yeah, see, I made a list. Talked about that. And guys, if you're interested, you want me to look at something or focus on something in particular that I do, please feel free to ask. And I'm happy to show that off. I try to be prepared. I did this in 5 minutes, so it's not like it's, you know, I was preparing for 6 days. Not quite. Also, be warned, I am drinking whiskey, so take that with a grain of salt. Crown Royal, 100% Northern Rye. For all your drinking pleasure. I love rye. It's so good. Anyway. Well, actually, Sulfur, if you're around, I know you're interested in LIV. Yes, it's time for a Steg whiskey review. Let's talk whiskey. Let's talk about LIV for a second here. So, those that don't know LIV is the software that puts me into the VR world. It's the compositor that takes, you know, the camera of me and obviously keys out the background, the green screen. So that way it then puts it into the VR world. And then there's some things that happen with it, like, for example, here, I'll just show you quickly. Again, some of you guys might be familiar with this already, but if you're not, the way it works is you set it up with a video source, right? And then you do a calibration. What that does is, there's a process you go through where in the headset you put it on, and then you see where you are in relation to the camera, and then there's like a calibration happens. First, you have to go up to the camera with your controller and pull the trigger, so that way it knows in the VR world where is that camera. And then there's 2 other points that come up where you have to do the same thing, go to where that point is that you can see in the camera, click it, and then down below the same thing. In fact, why don't we just do it right now and I'll show you. So, hi. Check. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? 1 second. Unmute mic. Now I'm putting on the headset. Might as well use the headset mic. So I'll just show you what that calibration looks like. So I'm actually gonna say begin calibration. This is once you set up the thing. So now you can see, all right, I've gone green. And in the headset, there'll be a thing that says, cool, calibrate begin. Now you can see this big plus on here, right? So this is step one where it's go up to the camera, tell it where it is in VR land. So I go up, pull the trigger. Cool, okay. And now there's a part that's actually covered up by my background thing here. Let me just try to get rid of that for you. One moment. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Okay, there we go. So now you can see, now it's like, okay, stand back further. How far are you away from the camera? So this is the calibrate where the controllers are in relation to the camera and the VR world. So I just did it for one corner, now I'm doing it for the other. Now you can see, okay, cool. Look at that. Now it looks weird because the camera actually has a bit of latency on it. So it's not immediate. Like VR has really fast reaction time, but the camera, it's about 100 milliseconds behind. So I usually turn it up to 96, and then now you can see, all right, we're lined up. I control my VR controllers and my real controllers are all in the right place. But you can make adjustments like, oh, change the X and Y position, or, you know, to try to get your perfect fit. But normally, as long as it's roughly in the right place, you're good to go. And that's it. Once you launch the game, everything's all lined up in the right spot, and away you go. And it's usually as simple as that. Switch to pancake. Switch to pancake. Oh, wait. Switch to pancake. Mute mic. Mute mic. Okay, now you don't hear double. Okay. So that's really all there is to it, to put your real person in the VR world. It's usually the hardest thing I've had in the past was actually getting the green screen right. Like getting it lit properly, because you got to get it lit evenly, ideally, so that way it's a consistent color throughout. In fact, when you go into that, so here's the keying portion of it, saying, okay, what color am I working with? And then you have to adjust the threshold to say, all right, cool, we know everything's not perfectly green. So you start messing with, okay, well, maybe something that's less green and more green. What is that threshold? So it starts to kind of get the other colors out. So you kind of mess with these settings until you get it. Keying is a pain. Echo knows. It is the worst sometimes. Because usually it's lighting it and getting a smooth surface and all that kind of thing is usually a hardest part. Once you get it, it's fantastic. And even then, it doesn't always work perfectly. Like, for example, I'm wearing a black shirt now, but there's some streams where I wear a blue one, and I've noticed when I walk towards the light, it lights up my shirt too brightly, and it starts picking that up and starts keying it out. So it's like this big... my body starts dissolving. So that happens. But yeah, that's basically it with Live. You can also do the other thing that I do. Because you'll notice, if I go back to here, you'll notice, hey, I'm right here, but no, I'm not in, I'm in a little box here. Like, my camera's actually getting cut off over here. So for me, I do that so that way, when I stand in the middle, whee! When I stand in the middle, I can look like I'm actually zoomed out more than I actually am. Because I'm in a small room, I have to do that kind of trick so that way it looks more interesting, because otherwise if you had me full screen you wouldn't see as much of the VR world, wouldn't be as much fun to watch, and then, you know, all you'd see is my face, and you know, you can see my face for so long and then suddenly you're like, okay, you know what, enough of your face. So yeah, so that's how I do that. So just save that. And then the camera switches, because I mentioned how I have the two cameras. I use something called VoiceAttack, and literally all it does, you'll notice there's camera profiles. So because I have two different webcams, I just set up profiles that just use the two different devices. And that's all there's to it. And there's a little thing I do. How about I show you VoiceAttack and just show you how I do all that stuff. So you can see VoiceAttack, it's reading every single thing I'm saying right now. Not perfectly, but for the most part, it's doing a pretty good job. Like, it works really well for all the commands I'm doing. Yeah. So, like, for example, Sulfur, I have a voice command that is camera 2. So you can see Liv here, it just switched profiles. That's all it did. So, well, how did I do that? So, I'll show you VoiceAttack. So this is VoiceAttack. Generally speaking, it's like set her up and do how you want to do it. There are a million things you can do with VoiceAttack. Pretty much if it's scriptable, you can do it. Echo, you consider 2 cameras, but making sure they're both calibrated sounds like a buzzkill. Yeah, it depends. So I found if it's a camera that you have in your room that's permanent, it doesn't move, usually Liv's calibration remembered from last time still works. The only challenge would be, oh, if it's a camera that's, you know, you happen to bump it or something and it moves slightly, then yeah, it's a problem. But that second camera, for the most part, I'm able to use it without calibration, and that's fine. This first one though, because it's on my desk shifts around, does things. It's a whole other ball of wax, so usually I got to calibrate it each time. But I'll show you how that works. So here's how it works in VoiceAttack. What you do is you create, these are all the actions that you create, or commands. So I have one called camera 1. So I'll just open that up. So basically, some of it's pretty straightforward, and some of it's a little crazy. So when I say these words, then it runs these commands. So there's a couple things that I do with this. So let me just show you quickly what it's doing here. So I'll go back into like Synth Riders mode here. Camera 1. Not full, but minor adjustments, even though mine's on a stand that doesn't move. Oh, really? Oh, fair enough. Did my stream crap out again? Holy crap. Am I back? I hope I'm back. Yay! So my stream just literally crapped out again? Oh man. Oh, Echo, you gotta go again? No worries. Thanks, Echo. I'll hang on. Thanks, Echo! Yeah, good luck with the shots, dude. I hope it all goes well. Hoping, you know, the second one for me anyway was a lot easier than the first. I just had the sore arm for a day. But hope it all goes well for you, dude. And thanks for joining. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that at some point, because, you know, WTF. Alright. In the meantime, it looks like everything's okay. Let me know if it happens again, because if it does, then maybe I gotta do something about it. Which I have a few options. Anyway, VoiceAttack. Let's talk about VoiceAttack. So what's happening here? When I go into Synth Riders here, like my scene for Synth Riders, that transition that happens. So when I go camera 2. Are you serious? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Seriously. Because here's the kicker. Here's what happens with the camera switching. So, also, welcome back. Here's what happens with camera switching. There's a tool called OBSCommand. This is a command line tool that takes care of basically sending commands to OBS, but you can do it directly. Because the only other way to do it with OBS is you have to do hotkeys, or you assign a key on your keyboard, like Control 2 or something, to do something in OBS. Now, downside of that is it's really hard to find key combinations that actually aren't used by other things, right? Pain in the ass. But Any such is the way. But this way, I can actually pass the commands directly, like specifically say, do these things. So what this does in OBS, it says, cool. Send a command that says, go and play my camera transition, which is that little steggy whoosh thing that you saw, hopefully you saw before it crapped out. Then the next one is telling Liv, hey, switch to camera 1. So this is how it's done. It's actually done through URLs. So, like, I could actually do this right now. I could go start run and literally type that into my run box, and that'll tell Liv to switch to camera 1. So, boom, there it is. Just to check, are we back, guys, or is this thing crapping out some more? Okay. Yeah. Camera, no, well. Okay. Well, let's test this theory, shall we? So, hang on, come back here. Hi. Now I'm gonna live here. Alright, let's see if this craps it out. Ready? Camera 2. Okay. Are you still there? Did my stream die? Are we alive? You got voice. Okay, good. That's what you need, because I switched the other camera. Okay. If it does it once more, then what I'll do is I'll actually change how I'm sending my stream out, so that way it goes straight from my laptop. It's not doing the complicated mess of crap that I have been doing otherwise. So I wonder if there's something going on there. Any event. Yep, just let me know, guys. And we'll fix it up. Okay. Yeah, tech support. Fix it. Stupid stream. Anyway, hopefully you saw that when I could paste this in the run box and just hit go, and you see Liv over here, camera 2, right? Run it, look at it, switch to camera 1. So that's how it works. Oh no, you didn't see it because I'm on the wrong damn. Sorry. Let me do that again. So see it on camera 2 here. So what I can do is I can paste this thing here that says live app camera set 1 and put that into just the Windows run box, like start run or Windows key R. Hit OK on that and camera 1. No, not through that. Okay, now is my stream broken or is it still back? Are we okay? Are we all here? Or am I left all by myself? I hope I'm not by myself. Because no one was looking. No, we're not going to go there. Anyway, we're good. Perfect. Okay. Alright, well, let's cross our fingers. Everything stays that way. Alright. So, that's for the live. Lastly, you probably hear in a lot of my voice commands that there's a little sound that happens on the end of it. That is completely optional. Like, voice command can operate on its own without making any noise whatsoever. However, especially when I'm in VR, I want to know, hey, did it pick up what I asked it to do? Because usually I don't have much indication when I'm in the headset. So that's why I usually, most of my commands, I do some sort of audible indication to say, alright, yep, it ran. Okay, cool. And there's certain ones where I'll actually have it make a different noise. Like, for example, mute mic. So, I just muted my headset mic. But I wanted to make a different noise, because once I actually muted it by accident, didn't realize it, and for about 5 minutes I was talking to myself, no one could hear me. Until someone said, oh, were you talking? Like, oh, fuck. So, yeah. So that's the camera stuff. Now, a couple other things. Let's talk about stomps. Yeah. Well, how does that work? So, I'm going to show you an OBS here. In fact, I wonder, can I go into... Yeah, I guess I can't. Is VoiceAttack free or do you pay for it? So it is free for up to 20 commands, but you do pay for it. But I think the cost is something like $10. It's, for what it does, it's not that, in my view, it wasn't that expensive. It was kind of easy peasy. So I just paid for it, so that way I could just, you know, have at her, make it do everything. But the free version, the only limitation is the fact that it limits it to 20 commands. That's it. So you can definitely play around with it, do some, you know, basic stuff. Like all the different options you can do to execute things are there. Yeah. If you only need 4, dude, just download VoiceAttack, use the free version. Easy peasy. Hey, Ghosty! Welcome, welcome, welcome! How'd the stream go, Ghosty? Ah, yes. I know, it's giving you ideas, right, Sulfur? Hey, Cal, welcome! Hey, Smoke! How you guys doing? Hang on, let me zoom in for a second. Blah! Hi. Welcome, guys! Thank you. Thank you for the raid, Ghosty! We're getting technical here. Oh, whoa, Sulfur! Sulfur! Whoa! Sulfur, thank you very much for the gift subs. Wow! Sulfur, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Well, I hope I'm giving you something to... I'm giving you some stuff to chew on in here. Absolutely, it's my pleasure. How's Calville doing tonight? Or in the morning? Or best it is still night for you, but not the way you're operating. It's very confusing. But I get you. Either way. Yes, there's no Steg stream without the goat. Well, now there isn't. But I agree. I'm okay with the goats. The goats are fine with me. Either way. So, hey, Ghosty and BCB! BCB in the house, in the house. Well, maybe I'll jack up my tunes for a second. Hold on. As we can see, playing some tunes here, but yeah. Here, for the raid. For the raid! Oh! Well done. Well done. Good tunes. Good tunes right here. Yeah. Woo! Okay. So, I've never done Dance Party in pancake mode before, but we're gonna try this. Okay. I'm a terrible dancer, but I don't care. Because it's dance party time. My camera's on top of everything. That's no good. I don't know. Let's fix that. Oh, now I'm underneath everything. There we go. Hey, that's better. Oh yeah. Yeladre, what the fuck did you walk into? You walked into some interesting times. That's what you walked into. Welcome, everyone. I think most of you already know me, but if you don't, I am Steglosaurus, and tonight we are deep diving into how does the stream shit work? What is the hardware? What is the software? What are the little eccentricity? What is the bananas and magic? That's what we're answering tonight. So let me turn that down again. All right. But to hit the bed, it's no 3 a.m. Oh, no worries, Zad. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. You came and raised the air horn is going off. That's awesome. Oh man. Pardon me. Okay. So, do I play drums also? Only the air drums. I do not play actual drums. I do play keys though. Badly, but I do play keys. I.e., I play like piano. Fun little side note, my piano background, I went to lessons off and on in my childhood and teenage years. And around when I was 13, 14, I was interested in jazz and blues, and there happened to be a teacher at the time that taught that stuff. So I ended up switching to him, and the guy's amazing. Like, he flew up and down that keyboard like crazy. It was just amazing just to watch him play. And yeah, he taught me a bunch of stuff on how to play. My favorite usually is just my favorite thing about jazz, first of all, is the whole making shit up as you go. I am definitely a big fan of that. So I kind of learned how to do some of that. Like just embellishing, going up and down some chords, scales, that kind of thing. And just having a little fun with it. But as a typical teenager, I was terrible with lessons and you know, sticking to the homework. So, you know, so it's a mix of the lessons and then self-taught when I decided I wanted to get into it again and the whole thing. So, yeah, that's the deal. Finally teach a situational tech like yourself on what the hell you're doing wrong. Yeah, absolutely. We're here for questions, so I'm happy to share my learnings and how this stuff works and getting in all the stuff. So Smoke, where does Banana's Magic saying come from? Friend's Wi-Fi fest was banana magic. That's hilarious. I don't know. I got it from Ghost. That was Ghost's thing. She always said, like, oh, it's all the bananas and magic that make all this stuff work. So, I don't know. Ask Ghost. So, let's get back to the nerdery. So what I was going to show is things like, for example, stomps. Like, how do I do things like that? Well, I'll show you. So, I was mentioning before, I use a tool called VoiceAttack. That's the thing that does all the voice recognition and executing actions whenever you say certain things. It's a full description of how IT works. And bananas are great pre-game foods. Yes, yes they are. Actually, yeah, load up on the potassium, and I don't know how much carbs bananas have, but either way, good call. So I'll just show you here quickly. I don't know if this will work properly. So here, buried in here, so in my sources here, there's actually one called Common Overlays. That's actually another scene that I have here, and that has all my stuff that applies to basically anywhere in my stream, right? So, inside of here, I wonder if I can go to studio mode, be able to show you what that looks like. Hold on, I might disappear. 1 second. Yep. Ah! Okay, I'm back. Yeah, because I have the wrong thing. Actually, here. Alright, guys, now I'm totally going to disappear because I'm going to try and do a different thing. 1 second, 1 second. My voice should still be here, though. You can still hear me. You can still hear all the gloriousness. Phew. There we go. Okay. So now I could show you without interrupting the stream. There we go. So inside of here, here's all my different media or things that run. So Stomps is actually one of them here, as it gets triggered. But if this is just a video recording, so I hit go. That's all it does. It triggers it to play the video. Okay. So what happens here is I have a thing in VoiceAttack called Stomps. So every time I say that, like that, it executes the command. And here's the command here. So I use my command line tool called OBSCommand, and I'm happy to share something, or share a link to this, and where you can get that. So the idea is you run the command, and then there's just parameters you send to it. So this is cool. Where's OBS running? Usually, unless you're doing something crazy like me, this is the default. So you can leave it as is. I put a password on my thing, and now I'm sharing my password with you, but that's okay, because we're all friends here, right? Also, you can't get directly here using this anyway, so I'm not worried about it. But the password's there to protect this uses something called WebSockets. And if you had this running on the internet, potentially people could actually control OBS for you. Write that, stop it. Don't write anything down. Everything's fine. There's no problem here. I'm going to change all my passwords after this stream. Anyway, but this is basically the command here to say, cool, restart the media, i.e. play the video. And the source name is, well, what's the name of that video, or that source that you want to play? So it's called Stomp2 in my case. And that's all it does. So I test run it. Off it goes. Okay. Yeah, I know you can't read that. I'll be happy to paste this without the password into Discord. In fact, here, fuck it, let's do this live. Hi, welcome to General. So I'm gonna do this without my password. Here. Again, not worried about the password. It's fine. But this is what the overall command looks like. In fact, it's like this. So there's this tool, and I'll paste a link to that tool as well. So this is the command that actually would execute playing media that you have already set up in OBS. So, but let's talk about that actual app. So here, I'll go find it for you. OBS command. Where was it? Yeah, I think this is it. Do-da. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. No, you know, it requires WebSocket. Okay. There. Perfect. So, OBS command tool. There we go. So that is the command line application that you can use. And that's how you can control OBS very, very granularly. Like, there's a ton of shit you can throw at it, like for muting, unmuting, hiding a source, showing a source, switching scenes, all that junk. You can pretty much do it all with that. Yeah. So, the other thing you might have noticed is, like, as I'm talking and I say stomps, it just goes ahead and stomps away. So, this is actually a feature of VoiceAttack. So you can control how this thing recognizes. Okay, so normal means, so if I switch this to normal now, and I hit apply here, and if I say stomps in my, it's probably picking up this one. That's why. I noticed that it tried to translate stomps as stops. Yeah, so that happens. But just to illustrate the point, I change it to normal. So now if I say stomps, it doesn't actually, nothing happened, but stomps. So if there's a pause and it's the only thing that's in the piece, then it'll recognize it and do it. But for me, I wanted to be able to trigger it like anytime. So I say continuous speech. So it's actually looking at, as you're talking, if any of those words match this thing, it'll trigger the command. So I'll just turn that back on, because I usually am yelling and screaming as I'm blah 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 and stomps and blah. Just do all the stomps. So now it's part of my sentence, right? I can basically, I can be talking about whatever the hell I want. I could be talking about bananas and magic and stomps, and there it is. So it's really freaking cool with VoiceAttack, man. This thing can do so much. And especially too, I do my switches to different scenes in OBS. So it's the same thing. I say this command. This one I have sitting on its own because I don't want to accidentally trigger it. So here's the thing. There's actually, this one's pretty easy. It's just I've had in /scene chat. That goes to OBS command, and that's it. So that changes what scene that you're seeing. Okay, I went deep there. So I hope that was helpful and not too confusing. Any questions about that? Anything I could answer about that? And Smoke, you're gonna go work on this magic deck and watch some more of your show? Fair enough. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Just trying to think anything else in here. The only other thing, and this is only if you're interested, but it's one of the things I do. You've probably heard me call like setup for synth riders or setup for Audica, that kind of thing. So why am I doing that? Well, two reasons. One, I have a script that I wrote that talks to Twitch, because every time I switched games, I had to go on to Twitch with like this thing here, and say, okay, I'm going to switch scenes now. I have to go edit and say, change it to Audica, blah, blah, blah. And I'm in the VR headset. It's a pain in the asshole. I don't want to do that. So I said, screw it. I'm a developer, so I use my developer skills, and I wrote a script that talks to Twitch. And I can give it a command to say, go change it on Twitch. And it does that. So, so when I call for a setup for one of these games, it does it. Now, I went a little bit crazier with this. So what you'll notice in OBS, this is Teacher Steggy getting into the weeds. So you'll notice my scene list here. And do let me know if you guys can see this okay, if it's got to get bigger, that kind of thing. I'm on a giant monitor, but I know the stream's 720p, so... Anyway, you'll see I have Synth Riders live in VR, and I have Audica live in VR, Groove Gunner live in VR. Well, when I have commands like flip it and flip it back that turn in from VR mode and then back into live mode, I don't want to say, you know, flip it for Beat Saber or flip it for Audica. I just want to say flip it. So the way it did that, VoiceAttack can set variables inside itself. So you can see I have a thing here. It says set text active game. That's a variable. That's just, I made it up in here in VoiceAttack. Set it to Synth Riders. So what that does is it sets it in VoiceAttack, so then subsequent commands that actually look at that variable will use it. So for example, let's go to my little flip it one. So I say flipped it because it keeps thinking I said that, but it, you know, it's not what I'm saying, but it's fine. So now, remember I set that active game variable. So if you look at these parameters here, I say, there's a scene. This is telling OBS to switch the scene. But now this is a replacement saying use that variable, whatever it's set to, and put that in the scene name. Yeah, I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff out here, Sulfur. So I'm happy to slow down a bit too, or kind of talk about it a little bit differently. Or I'm happy to go into details that you might be interested in. That's totally fine. In the meantime, I'm gonna sip some more of my whiskey because reasons, and whiskey is good. Ah, that's good stuff. That is good stuff. Crown Royal 100% Northern Rye. Drink it because it's good. So, anyway, bottom line, and oh, perfect. Yeah. Please do. Please do. It took a little bit of learning, but I'm happy to share those learnings. I mean, that's why I'm here now, right? Yeah, so VoiceAttack does tons of shit, man. Give you an idea, like, okay, I'm just using it for voice command or OBS changes. But this is where it gets interesting for like Elite Dangerous and some of the other games that have like a ridiculous amount of controls that people actually use voice recognition just to make it easier. You can tell, yeah, this is complaint, that's fine. So you can say, when I say a voice command, press these keys on the keyboard. So if I wanted to say, I don't know, Control C, so like copy or something like that. I can put that in the action that it does. So that way, let's say I'm playing Elite Dangerous, and say Control C might be, I don't know, launch missiles or do something. It can do that, and you can do it by voice command saying, you know, fire the missiles, and then it presses that key, which then makes the game do what it does. So you can do key presses, you can even do stuff with the mice, like mouse. I haven't messed with the mouse very much, but apparently you can say, cool, move the mouse to this particular spot of the screen, click it, do a bunch of other shit, yada yada yada. It's insane. I don't go this far, but apparently you can do it. The other cool thing, you can tell a voice command that to turn around and execute another voice command that you already have. So like in my case where I had stops instead of stomps, like that, I told it just to execute the stomps one, so it would work properly. But you can tell it to stop processing commands, you can tell it to ask for input. You can even do it where you can say, like a wake word, like say, I've seen one streamer, he goes like, target this nebula, or target this system, the solar system or something. But you can say target, and then put a thing where it actually waits for you to say a word, and then it uses that in the actions that it subsequently does. So I could say, log message, I am a wiener, and then it'll listen for everything after log message, and then use that in the action. So I could actually say, write a message to a file, and it was whatever I say after that. So it's pretty wild. Oh yeah, so you can get nested commands. You can run applications. You can stop processes by a particular name. Even do like Windows-based functions, like perform a window function like close or minimize or those other things. Change default auto devices is interesting. I actually use that to start up all my shit I use for streaming, because when you probably, if anyone owns an Index, you may notice that when you start Steam VR, it changes the default sound output to the Index HMD by default. And in my case, I actually don't want it to go out to the Index HMD because I have some other audio shit that I do. You may notice this thing back here. It's called VoiceMeeter. This is actually where I do my audio processing. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yes. Yeah, if he's able to speak, like if it's more his motor function that was affected, but he's able to speak okay, yeah. Voice commands would probably be a huge thing. I know there's even some built-in Windows accessibility stuff I think you can turn on for voice recognition, and it'll, you know, you can say like, open this, minimize that window, or, you know, read this page, all that kind of thing. Gotcha, yeah. Definitely look into like Windows accessibility, because there might be some stuff even just built into Windows that might help you. This guy can't use his hands, plays Elite using exclusively voice. Really? Oh my god, how do you even do that? That's amazing. Because you still gotta fly the ship, right? But I guess you could. Like, there's nothing really stopping you. You could say bank left and then, you know, pull the joystick this way, and that's interesting. The bounty heads too. Oh my god. So he's a voice attack badass. Wow. That's awesome. Oh my god, I'd be really interested to see that. If he ever streams or does something like that, I would love to see that. That would be wild. Or at least understand like his setup. Like, how does he do it all? That's wild. Okay. So I dove into a voice attack like crazy. I think we're doing pretty good there, but if you guys got any questions, just ask along the way. You may be wondering about this little fucker right here. So this is a free tool. It's called VoiceMeeter. What this thing does, it does a few things. For regular streamers where they just need a microphone and capture the desktop noise, probably all you need. All you need is, you don't even need this, like you just go straight up. This thing, however, so where this comes really in handy for me is when Beaks and I do a stream together. Because suddenly now I have a challenge where I need to, she has the headset on, so she has the mic and everything there, but I'm in another room with a different mic, and I want her to hear me, and I want me to hear her, but I don't want the mics doubling up on each other, that I hear my own voice echoing back to me, right? Because if I got the mics echoing out to the desktop noise, that's a problem. So what I do with this is I can actually capture different physical inputs. Like, for example, I could say, cool, get my desk I have on my desk here, so then you can see me talking and it's picking up my desk mic. And then here's the other one. I want to capture Antlion one. So the cool thing here is these are the inputs, but this thing can route out to 3 different outputs, and you can control which one they go to. So in my case, you'll see I have 3 different outputs here. I have ASIO for all, but which basically translate to the VR headset. So if I click on A1, it's actually going to start coming up my VR headset now, whatever comes out of this input. And if I do the same, like I say, oh, go to my headphones instead, I'm actually hearing it now through my own headphones. So I'm hearing myself. It's a little disconcerting, but there it is. And then lastly, I have a third one here, but that's for my capture card. So if I turn that on right now, you're going to hear my voice double up, like blah, 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 blah. So now it probably sounds a little weird, right? But that's how you can route everything separately from what actually goes out the door. So the other thing here is these virtual inputs. So if I go down here in the corner, you see how my default sound output is VoiceMeeter aux input. So it's actually going into VoiceMeeter virtually, right? So it's landing inside of here. And actually, this is where in OBS, go back. Hold on. Just unfuck this. Okay. So, so if I look at my sound sources here, if I can find it, there it is. So there's my desktop audio. It's capturing just playing music right now. But if I go to properties and saying, cool, what are you listening to? Oh, I'm listening to the auxiliary input. So that's the same thing that this is going out to, which means OBS is capturing whatever's going into that virtual input. The cool thing is, it's capturing that and my microphone separately, but I can use this routing to say, have my microphone here go into the headset, but everyone else can't hear it per se. Like it's a separate audio stream. So that way I can talk to Beaks and it's not doubling up on the number of voices you're hearing. Because OBS also has the microphone in here and it's dealing with that on its own and sending it out the door. Because if I started replicating what's in the headset and OBS starts capturing what's in the headset, well, you'd hear my voice twice, and that's no good, right? So that's what I use it for. So yeah, you take inputs, route them to outputs however you see fit. The other cool thing is, because OBS is capturing like the desktop and that on its own, I can mess with these volumes. And because I'm not actually routing them into OBS directly, I can actually turn up, say, my microphone in the headset, but it doesn't affect what goes out the door on the stream. Because that's being captured here. So like that same microphone, there's the Samson mic there. That's actually what's capturing it and sending it to the stream. So I can control them both independently of each other. And that's really handy for me. So like when Beak says like, oh, I can't hear you very well. I'm like, okay, cool. Jack it up. And they can hear me better, but now I'm not blasting everyone else's earballs on the stream. So a lot of cool things this can do. This can kind of blow my mind sometimes too, because I kind of remember what goes where and the fuck, like, huh? You may notice there's 2 of these virtual inputs. So one is just the desktop noise only, that's it. The other one, this is actually what goes out to my encoding laptop, and that's all the pre-processed audio, everything that OBS captures and sends out, that actually goes to this thing. And that's what goes out. See, I have A2 selected because that's HD60+, that's my capture card. And that's the end result. So that's cool because I can turn this on and actually listen to the output in my headset if I want to say, hey, what does this sound like on the other end? Does it sound good? Does it sound shitty? Am I losing things? What's the deal? And I can just kind of turn it on quickly and say, all right, how does it sound? Is it good? Is it not good? What's the deal? So really handy tool. Among that, it can do like gating, so like that noise gate thing, I can turn that on if I want to. I can do the compressor as well. All sorts of shit. So that's that. What other drivel can I get into here? There's also the auto triggering, because you notice how if you type like stomps in the chat, it triggers that. Well, some of you may have heard about this. So there's another guy named Nate1280. He developed this tool here called Channel Points Handler, which actually now is called Streamer.bot. And this is a really cool ass tool. So this thing connects to Twitch, hooks right into it. You set up actions that can execute, like here's my trigger stomp, which just talks to OBS and says, hey, trigger that video to play. But then I can tie that to channel point rewards or just straight up commands. So there's like my stomps here. So I say, cool, when someone types this in chat, trigger this action. And then it goes off and does it. And I can even control it down to, oh, only certain people can do this, like subscribers or VIPs or mods or maybe even only specific people. I can say, you know what, only Butters is allowed to stomp. Because Butters. But all sorts of crap this thing can do. A lot of interesting possibilities. There's a speech-to-text thing, which I didn't get into much. WebSocket's interesting. That gets really nerdy. Yes, Sulfur, exactly. That's what's handling that. The ones that I do custom. So obviously there's the one that's built into Synth Riders. It deals with it on its own. But anything that I do, this is the tool I use that connects it all together. So like there's my Roombas. Yep. See, he just triggered it. And this is what executed here. So it says, cool, squirrel. When squirrel happens, run the squirrel action. And then squirrel action, it's somewhere in here. Here it is. It says, cool, go and restart media of squirrel 1. And it just plays a video. And that's that. Squirrel. This is an excellent squirrel night because I can get easily distracted. As part of my general overlay scene, I've nested. That's correct, yes. So if because now I can show you without it blowing up. So you can see I have squirrel right here. And that's just another, it's a media source. So like if I add a new one, it's actually considered a media source right here. And it's just pick the file. And that's it. General overlay scene and nested in your other scenes. Yes. But that's exactly it. So this common overlays I include in all my scenes that I have here. So if I go over to, in Pancake even, for example, if I scroll down, you can see I have common overlays here. So that way it appears no matter what scene I'm in OBS, it'll always have like squirrel and stomps and then I also have like my Twitch notifications. So if someone subs or does bits or follows, all that sort of thing, that's all inside of this common scene. So that way you always see it. So I hope that makes sense. Whee! And I have to clean this up a bit because I got scenes I use from other things. I even have like a music one, so when I did some composing on stream, I had my Mac actually shoving its display and noise out the door to this, which then put it all together. Yeah, Swarm, I'd be interested in that too. Like if you do find it, like post it on my Discord. If it's public and they're comfortable and that kind of thing, like if it's something they're not comfortable with sharing, like that's certainly fine. But if they will share, I think that'd be really awesome to see. Pardon me. So that's CPH, or now is called Streamer.bot. Can I close it? Where the hell did it go? I might have broke it. I think I broke it. Well, that's okay. I'll just have to start it up again. Like, unless I missed it somewhere. I don't think so. Obsidian are one of the big elite commanders that did a video about him. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, so note to self, don't close this while you're in stream, because you know you want to work. Okay. Alright. Let's finish off the nerd call here. The other thing is, hey, text-to-speech. How do you do that? So I actually use a tool from the same person, Nate1280, called TwitchSpeech. So it's similar, like Selfish, I know you worked with speech chat, and I did for the first while too. Speech chat's really straightforward, just fire up in your browser. You click a few buttons and away it goes. It'll read your Twitch chat to you. With this can get a little more interesting because you can actually tie it into other services. That's where you can get the more interesting voices. So, where's the settings? Okay, I hope this doesn't expose anything. Okay, here we are. So, this thing has the ability to hook into a bunch of different engines, or speech engines. So, for example, Lexi Who, hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So there's like the built, I think SAPI 5 is the built-in Windows text-to-speech reader. I could be wrong though, or it's encore, one of these other ones. But I also hook it into Amazon. So Amazon has a service called Polly that you can talk to. Now, for the first year, it's free, and then after up to a point, and then after that, they charge based on number of characters per month. Yeah, a second. Getting a little parched. They charge on like characters per month. Now the charge is pretty tiny. Hey Falcon, welcome. Well, Lexi, good to think of go over this. Hope to use it to help my husband game after it's like, oh man, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if I'm gonna take what I have here and post it as a VOD later on YouTube for sure. Try to keep it on Twitch if I can. But I'll be happy to share the YouTube video too if it's helpful. And yeah, if you got any questions, please do ask. And you can always hit me up on Discord afterwards. I'm happy to help out where I can. But yes, Falcon, it's all the AWS, and yeah, you won't notice it. You really won't. Because it's ridiculously cheap unless you are translating like War and Peace every night. Then you're probably fine. Yeah, no, my pleasure, Lexi. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Cool thing is, this thing, yeah, you set up your speech engines, but then you can actually say, cool, what voices are there? It's buried in here somewhere. Oh, voice aliases, there we go. So like Ionic Echo, I actually have a specific voice for him, so he comes out differently than everyone else. And everyone else I just give the standard Microsoft David thing, so it's very standard. So, you know, it sounds like...
This is a test message.
Oh, that's random voice, I'm sorry. David sounds like this.
This is a test message.
So, you may have heard that around there. But then Matthew, this actually uses Amazon to come across.
This is a test message.
Nope, that's not Amazon. So you see there's like a million different voices and all the different languages and everything too. Where's my... Yeah, US English, and it's Matthew. And
this is a test message.
So, sounds different. A little bit smoother. Some of these voices are pretty fantastic. I can't remember which the other ones are. There's one that's a child's voice too.
This is a test message.
In fact,
this is a test message.
I'm gonna find it. Because in Lifesavers channel.
This is a test message.
Yeah, there it is. Pretty sure. Let's see, kind of fun with this. Like, I'm a gangsta. Give me all your lunch money. So now I can go.
I'm a gangsta. Give me all your lunch money.
Oh, that's not quite right. Oh, there's a kid voice in here somewhere. Trying to remember where it is.
I'm a gangsta. Give me all your lunch money.
Well, that's no good. Yeah.
I'm a gangsta. Give me all your lunch money.
Maybe it's Kevin.
I'm a gangsta. Give me all your lunch money.
That's close. It's just dangerous fun, absolutely. There's one that really sounded like a kid,
I'm a
but
gangsta. Give me all your lunch money.
I'm a gangsta.
it's not.
Give me all your lunch money.
I'm
No,
a
you're not,
gangsta.
Joey.
Give me all your lunch money.
Not Joanna either.
Give me all your lunch money.
Oh, there we go. Anyway, it's in there somewhere. That's not, I have it on Lifesavers. Maybe it's Google. Maybe Google has it. I don't know. Yeah, that's Nix's voice. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's totally Nix's voice.
I'm a gangsta.
So,
Give me all your lunch money.
so now we're impersonating Nix, and she's saying, "Give me all your lunch money." Nix, Nix, Nix. Either way. So yeah, that's how you can customize this stuff and really break it down to viewers. You can, I think there's grouping and stuff in here too. Oh yes, pitch. I can't remember if I got the version that fixed that or not. Because can I go really high
I'm a
and
gangsta. Give me all your lunch money.
yeah, I gotta upgrade the
I'm
version.
a gangsta. Give me all your lunch money.
I'm not sure. Amazon. It might even be with Amazon Poly. I don't know if it's sending the parameters properly. Either way, yeah, you can mess with the voice in some other cases. Or if I just need to upgrade this thing, probably need to upgrade. Oh, this one's fun. So in theory, you could assign this to a specific user. Absolutely, it's not even theory; it's in practice. So if Ionic Echo comes back in the stream. His voice is different from everyone else's. He has a specific voice. That's usually when I ask people, like, yeah, if you want a specific voice, let me know which one. Usually the hard part is sharing with everyone, okay, here's all the different voices. Because I don't know if there's anywhere that you can easily see that other than going to Amazon Poly itself and seeing all the voices, right? Yeah. You know, I was pondering actually just recording a bunch of tests and just posting them up somewhere and say, all right, here's all the voices. You listen, figure out which one you like. And off you go. Yeah, it can be a difficult one. Who's on sulfur? Yeah. Who's on sulfur shitless today? Just start talking. We'll see which one of you. It's the roulette wheel. Now, this is something actually Echo does. So you can actually replace words that come in with other words. So you can say, if someone... This happened on Echo's thing. I actually said dicks in his stream, and he has a replacement and just replaced dicks with boy bits. So it's like... I said something like a boatload of dicks or something like that, and it translated to a boatload of boy bits. Like, what? It was amazing. But yeah, you can put, like, filters and have replacements and all that stuff, right? And you can do what's called regular expressions. That gets crazy, but in short, regular expressions are really powerful. They are hard to understand. They are ridiculous, but it's all about pattern matching. Yeah, you don't have the time to spend on all that. Yeah, it goes deep. It goes very deep. And then, hey, there's your triggers to say, okay, you want TTS to be on a trigger? Cool. What are those triggers? And you can have multiple different versions of them. So like quote, say, and S are the ones that I use. And you can also turn on say everything. So like it just reads everything in chat all the time. I had that on for a while, but I found it was useful to keep it off. I think sometimes in my chat, people like to kind of talk amongst themselves, which is fine. And it gives them that ability to do that without it, you know, TTS going insane and all the time. But some other streamers like having it on all the time and just reading everything. And for some of it, it works really well. So, yeah. So that's it in a nutshell. And you can see all the different things that were read out. And there's a log and everything too. Yeah. So this is called Twitch Speaker. This isn't publicly available right now, but if you talk to so Nate1280, that's the guy that put all this together. You have notebook pages for tonight. Oh, sulfur. I'm glad you're getting something out of this. I'm happy about. Oh man. However, for this tool and for that other one, the channel points one, no worries, Falcon. You can either talk to Lifesaver, Because basically the short version is, as long as they roughly know you and trust that, hey, you're not going to go and post this publicly somewhere, they're usually happy to share, because then it's more feedback and everything. Yeah, well, this one is Twitch Speaker. The other one has a new name, that other Channel Points one has a new name called Streamer.bot. Yeah, I can share that. I can share what's public with you, actually. GitHub, and then there's not Noodle. Nate. There it is. So this is just the documentation. Yes, it is. Here, I'll point you here, because this kind of just tells you a little bit about what it is, and it's a documentation on how to use it. But to get the actual thing, yeah, do talk to Lifesaver or to Nate 1280, and then they can make their decision as they see fit. So I'll just post it there. Hey Lexi, you came in my Discord. Welcome. Oh, and Swarmlord, did you find that? Oh, you found, that's awesome. Oh man. Okay, well I'll have to watch that after. That looks awesome. You've been working around the house. Well, no worries. I'm sharing things in Discord as I go. Just let me know if you want me to paste it in there. Happy to share it there. Shameless Discord plug. Thanks, Echo. Did an hour and a half live stream. Wow, that's wild. That is awesome. I really do want to watch it. Okay. So, probably the last little thing I'll touch on. Yeah, I was gonna say, Echo, you're still alive. That's good. That's a plus. Hey, you seem to be functional. The last thing I wanted to do, there is, hang on, I'm just gonna pop this open here. So, yes, you will be assimilated. You must comply. It's a whole thing. So, let's talk about VODs. So, I'm a crazy person, and I have all my VODs going all the way back to when I first streamed. You want to see how crazy I am? Here's how crazy I am. Pause music. There we go. Here's my very first stream.
Boom.
So this is the first one I ever did on Twitch.
The things that are important.
So you can see, very different. It's a throwback, all right.
You know what I'm talking about. Talking about things like careless whisper.
So
we need to move in a smooth fashion.
So clearly, I'm all about the careless whisper back in September.
All right.
Oh
well,
yeah.
Let's get going with
I
this
know.
here.
I was so young last year.
We'll do this too, Jeremy. I like this version
Just,
of the
you
tune
know.
as opposed to.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the original
So
that.
tell you a little bit about this. So you can see in the corner here, that's my real world there, and this is because I just was trying this for the shits and giggles. And yeah, I just set up my room enough. Like I had a guest room there that I kind of took apart and put the bed up on the corner here. I'm at age 10 years and 12 months. How about you? Never mind. It's all smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Either way, so this is where I was using Liv's ability, using the iPhone to actually do the background removal. And you can see, pardon me, you can see at the time, yeah, Echo, damn, I'm used to it. And yes, I did. I redeemed the code, Echo, and I installed it. I have not hit start yet, but I'm gonna play it soon. So I'm gonna have to learn all about it. But yeah, I used the background removal thing, so you can see it's not the best. It does the best it can, and it was enough to be able to see like what am I doing.
But this one's definitely more fun.
But you know, there it is. But you can see too, like I didn't do the reduction and the cropping, so like I'm like right there. You're just looking over my shoulder. You don't care if I just that it worked. Oh, fair enough. Well, it did. So there. But we'll play because I'd like to play with you guys. For anyone's wondering, as Sea of Thieves is what we're talking about. I've never played it before, but now I have it. You died quick. That was a short Warzone play. Damn, dude. Oh well, it happens. But you're back. It's all good. We're just looking at, this is my first stream ever. Yeah, and you can see I was wearing the headphones at the time too with the mic, because I couldn't use, this is the Rift I had at the time. And the mic was terrible. It would crap out, it would turn into like robot voice, it would do a lot of dumb shit. So, yeah, it's blah. So, I used the headset, and it worked good enough.
For a little while now, so hopefully I haven't worn myself out, but
yeah. Anyway, why am I showing this? The speakers are, oh, absolutely, Echo. Yeah, they're there just to do enough. Like, just to make a noise, and that's about it. Like, because the Rift, they're these tiny little speakers. Yeah, that was my understanding too. Like, the earlier Rifts had, like, way better sound, and then the Rift S came out, and they were just shite. Yeah. You read that as Karen Slayer and lost a laugh. Ha! What? Oh, Kraken Slayer, Karen Slayer. Oh my god. What the fuck? Anyway, so that was my first stream. And then immediately after that, that's when I got the green screen. And then yeah, you can kind of see
real world is.
You can see, wow, this looks much better. No clipping, no crap happening.
I've got a green screen now.
All that kind of stuff.
So I did a little shopping.
Yeah, now I'm talking about the green screen.
Did some learning along the way with lighting a green screen. I didn't know that was a chore. Holy shit. Anyway.
Yeah. Like me and Noka were talking about. Oh my god. So, anyway, all that to say, this is where I keep all my VODs. Now, here's the challenge. Because what I'd like to do is be able to, like, yeah, I have a mouth. Yeah, I totally did. Dude, you don't talk like this suddenly out of nowhere. It comes from years of cultivation. You know, it's like, just like the fine wine you referenced earlier. This is, you gotta work on this shit talk. Google Eyes, yes, I know. And by the way, hi Dan, how you doing? Welcome. And yes, I need googly eyes. Or I need dinosaur eyes, more specifically. I think that is the key. Yeah. Or I would do something funky with it. I don't know. Maybe have it light up or do something with it. Yeah. So, all that to say is I would love to be able to have a way, because when I play, here's like my stream for a couple days ago. You know, you play a lot of songs, that kind of thing. And you can see I can pick up the songs and everything from here. And, well, yeah, squirrel. You know. This is what's happening. It's true. Anyway, well, if I want to pick out highlights and things like that, I would love some way that I could easily not just have to scrub the actual video, but have something that might, because MP4s could do chapters, things like that, where you can go back and forth. I just need the data for it. Well, fun little thing. I wrote an app. And if I pop into personal code and go to my action logger. Okay. I think I built it already. So node dist my thing. Okay. So check this out. I wrote an app that does a couple of things. One, it records any of my channel point redemptions that happen. So like anything goes on, it'll record it to a file and it relates it back to how far along in the stream that it happened. It also records when I'm playing synth riders when there's song changes, and it will actually record what song it was, that kind of thing. The cool thing is, what this thing spits out, I can then apply to that MP4 file as chapters. So then when I'm in VLC, I can actually see, oh, this part says it's playing this song, this part's playing this song, and at this part it's someone did dance party, and that kind of thing. So it makes it a lot easier for me to kind of jump around and find out, hey, what should I clip out as a highlight or do something interesting with? So for example, here, I'll drop a fart right now. Excuse me, pardon me. But now you can see, oh, it just logged that this happened. Right? So, and there's all sorts of different things that kind of came out of it. But now, if I look at, I'll just open up another thing here. I know I'm getting real knee deep in the weeds here, but you'll see there's a new file it creates saying, oh, this is the 23rd of June, my chapters. And if I just say, cool, tell me what's in that file. What is this chapter thing? I'm like, oh, that was from the other day. Wrong one. There is, oh, at 1 hour in, so we're 1 hour into the stream, prehistoric gas. Or 1 hour, that's not right. Oh, maybe it is right, because it crapped out a few times. Ha, go figure. Supreme murder, thank you, thank you. I will take that as a compliment. And people say streamers don't work. That's what I'm saying. Dude. Take a week off for your day job, really deep dive. Oh yeah. Dude, I would love to do that too. And sometimes I do, like I'll take part of a weekend and just do shit like this, right? So now I can just leave this running, and as things happen, it'll record it, and off you go, right? So, a lot of fun. So that is my newest nerd edition. So eventually all these VODs, I can throw it in there, and away you go. Yeah, I think I hit bottom, guys. More or less. I mean, roof collapse is the same shit. It's just another video that plays, ultimately. You need more time. We all need more time, Echo. But guys, if you got any questions about things in here, hey, Wandark, welcome. We're talking about how does my stream work? How does this shit get put together? What are the things? Yeah, it's a tech stream. Yeah. Well, tech and whiskey. Tech and whiskey. 100% Northern Rye from Crown Royal. Oh, yeah. Ah. Oh, we're getting in the weeds, all right. So I talked about Liv. I talked about VoiceMeeter. Our channel point stuff. VoiceAttack. Hey! Woo! Wandark with the raid. Welcome, welcome. Definitely do check out Wandark. VR streamer as well. Lots of fun. What were you streaming tonight, Wandark? And I'd also love, whenever Wandark raids, there's always he preemptively comes in earlier and says, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, hey, it's pretty good. And then, you know, he's just testing the waters, see what's going on. Are we cool with the raid here? Or what's the deal? It's kind of fun. Either way, Shadowhawk, what's up, sir? Welcome. Welcome to the Nerdcast. Or at least that's how I'm calling it anyway. Yeah, so we are getting nerdy as fuck. I am answering any of your streaming questions. How does things work? What do you do with Thing X? Anything you'd like. I am a tech nerd. I'm a streamer nerd and everything in between. And I'm happy to share anything that you might be curious about when it comes to, you know, my streaming rig and all that. In fact, here, I'll show you guys something. Switch to chat only. Thank you very much for the follow. And it's from Emmy's Games. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, how about this? Phone camera. Ah, well that didn't work. Well, let's fix that. Hold on a second. What do I need to do? Turn off studio, maybe? Yeah, here we go. Hi. Let's go mobile. We're recording your Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. This is really interesting to you. Okay. Well, I showed this at the beginning of my stream. I thought it made sense. Well, I'll show this to you a little bit further in. So, my hardware setup. So, you're looking at here. This is my computer setup here. You got the two monitors that are actually hooked up to Beefcake. So, this is my gaming PC. So, it's got an RTX 2080 for the graphics card, an i9 processor. It's a 9900K or whatever the model number is. I think it runs at it goes up to 4.5 gigahertz, something along those lines. It is liquid cooled, so if you kind of go in here, you can kind of see that NXZT logo. That's actually the heat sink, and it runs into the radiator that's on the top of the machine that actually spews out all the heat. This thing turns into a furnace when I get playing VR. But all the gaming and stuff happens there. That's where I run OBS, but I don't actually do the video encoding on OBS. It all gets pumped out to an encoder device I have here. This is the Elgato HD60S Plus. So the HDMI output from my gaming PC goes in here, and then over USB 3 ends up on my laptop. And this laptop is the thing that's actually encoding the stream. So that's what's pumping it out to Twitch. I found trying to do it all on one PC, I just get slowdowns and all sorts of junk, and it's just no good. Oh, Emmy's Games, you're Wandark's wife. Well, welcome. Well, good to see another couple here. So Beaks, Canadian Beaks, she's actually my fiance, who makes appearances on the stream every so often. Definitely playing Synth Riders is a lot of fun. Hi, and I'm over here now with my phone. Whoa. Phone camera. So, yeah, so that's the hardware part of it. And, pardon me. Oh, actually, and I didn't kind of show you the room here. Phone camera. So you see behind me, there's the lighting that I use there. It's an LED panel. I got it off on Amazon. Really useful, actually. It's a really good panel. I think Echo actually bought them too. Which, did they work out, Echo? I hope they did. There's the base station there. And then if I just flip the camera around here, this is the main webcam I use for LIV that shoots me in the VR world. Which goes against this green screen. And I'll turn on the fisheye. Here we go. So, now you can kind of see the whole room here. So the green screen set up, and I have a bit of the green floor just to cover me where I'm needed. And then I have the other panel light along with the other base station. And you'll notice over here, I have a third camera, really. That acts as another LIV camera. There we go. That usually I can kind of talk towards the stream. Oops. Talk towards the stream. Like if I'm having a chat about something, or let's sit down and talk about something. Yeah, so that's kind of it in a nutshell. And then, phone camera. And then, yeah, there's all the bananas and magic that I've been showing people on the desktop for the last little while. So, this stuff, like I use OBS, this composites everything on my gaming PC, but it doesn't do any encoding. It just mirrors it all out to the capture card, and then my other machine takes care of encoding and setting it out the door. And yeah, and as most people know, I use VoiceAttack for all of my voice recognition. So that's this guy here. That's how I do stomps. Talks to OBS, plays the videos. Yep, and then a handful of other stuff like CPH, or what's called Streamer.bot now from Nate 1280. Does all of the hooking and the channel points to do things on my machine automatically. Like the dance party, the roof collapse, all that kind of stuff. Oh, fuck. No! Whoa! Switch to chat only. God damn it! Fuck! Who did that? Who did that? Ugh! Well done. Well done. I actually didn't see who did that. But I can find out. Don't you worry. Yeah, didn't actually show me. Oh shit, I might have triggered it myself. Oh, I'm an asshole. I did it to myself. I'm a dick. Oh my god. That was funny though. So I blew up my own roof. I forgot I set that up in a voice thing. But now I remember. There we go. So you like how oh yes, oh, you want a real trip? Oh my god! We are so meta right now. It's all getting weird. It's actually one of the reasons I kind of kept this window smaller, just so that that effect wasn't so distracting. Yes, yo dog. Yo dog, I heard that you like the OBS in the OBS, so I put your OBS in an OBS. Dog. Amazing. Alright. Well, there we go, guys.